Hello everybody and welcome back to North End. Now, you might recognise where we are today in the ultra professional review setup of my mum's craft table. Yeah, ultra professional. Like that's happening. But anyway, today we are going to review a very special train. Now, I've not currently seen any reviews of this train set on YouTube. Yeah, I say train set because it is a train set. It's quite an expensive one. So, today we are going to be reviewing this. Now, I hope you can see it okay. Yeah. It is the Bachmann permanent way set. Now, as you can see, it comes with the Class 20 in triple grey livery. A half brake, which has been converted for re-railing purposes, and a parcel van, which has also been converted for re-railing purposes. Now, this is obviously, as you can see, part of the breakdown train. These figures here, you quite often get them in Bachmann sets. This one does not have them. What we have in this set is the loco, the two coaches, a loop of track, and a DCC controller. Now, you might notice a little thing down here, if you can see it. I'm sorry if the lighting does not permit this, but the train set has DCC sound, so that should be quite nice. So we're going to have a look at the box first. This is something I didn't do in my last review because I felt it was easier to do it without looking at the box. So we've got the picture of the 20 set up nicely on the front. Moving round to the side, we've got the permanent way by Bachmann. Top, pretty much the same thing. There is a diagram here that shows you what track is included and how big it is. We've got pretty much the same thing on this side, including the barcode. And the bottom again shows what's included train-wise. So we're going to flip it over now, if we can, very carefully. And this is the back. So, stuff about the Collectors Club, about Bachmann train sets, stuff to extend. So, what other ones? It's basically like the Hornby track mat, Bachmann style. And then we've got extra trains all the way along the bottom here, which also come in sets. Now, most of these come with people, like I was saying. This one does not. This one does not come with any accessories. But the thing that this one has is the sound. So, quite looking forward to opening this. We have run this before, and it does work. Although, we did have a slight problem with it. Basically, the first locomotive we did, because the locomotive you'll see, isn't actually the original one. When it arrived, we got it out straight away, put the track down on the floor with the controller, started running it, and then we noticed that one of the buffers on the cab end of the locomotive, I think it was the one on the other side that you can't see on the picture, was broken. Well, it wasn't broke. It was there, the buffer was there, but it had been really poorly glued on, either in the manufacture process, but it looked like somebody had just seen it was broken and gone, oh, I'll stick that back on. And just literally, it looked terrible. So we bought it from Model Hours Direct, and we decided to send them an email to say, can we have not a refund, sorry, can we have another one, or what can you do about this, because it doesn't look very good. And they were so helpful, they instantly replied back, and we sent them a picture of what it was, and then they said, okay, send us the locomotive, we'll send you a new one. So we sent them the locomotive, and we got the new one, it was either the next day or the day after we sent it. So it was really quick, and it was amazing service. It was packaged nicely as well, because obviously, as a set, it doesn't have a box. But it was in miles and miles of bubble wrap, so yeah, it came really nicely. So thank you to them. Good service. If you're going to buy it from them, if you're going to buy this train set, I recommend buying it from them because they do produce a good service and they will help you if they need to. But anyway, on with the review. So we're going to open the box now and see what's inside. Right, so here we go. It just slides off, lifts up, and we take that to one side. Now this is obviously what you get. You might not be able to see it very well at the moment. Here we go. So we've got the Class 20 up here. There's the two coaches I was talking about. We have the power connector and the controller. Now the track is underneath this lot, so we're going to open it up, and take a look at each part individually. So I shall move this to the side, and we will have a look at the controller first. Now this is the box standard Easy Command controller from Bachmann. Now I'm just going to take it out of its wrapper. Like I say, we've used it before, so we know it works. Now, it's actually a really nice thing to control. The only thing I will say is it can only do 10 locos. 9 chipped ones and 1 analog one, which it says here. Number 10, analog only operation. So it's the Easy Command Control Center by Bachmann. We've got different ports up here from the controller. So this one is the mains. This one goes to the track. Can't remember what that one does. And I think that one might be DC from controller. I can't remember, but I'm sure you guys know. But one of them sends it to another control unit. This can be used as an extension for the Easy Command higher up edition, basically. So it's kind of the equivalent to the Hornby Elite. I can't remember what it's called now, but this is basically the Hornby Select, and then you've got the Hornby Elite on top of this. And this one can be used with the other one. Obviously Bachmann style with the Easy Command. So that's the controller. Works really nicely. Got the button here. The button. It turns nicely, as you can probably see. Got nice, satisfying clicks on the buttons. It all lights up to show you which one it is, which direction. We do have a slight issue with this light here. It doesn't always work, but it's not too much of a big issue. There's also on the bottom an on-off switch. So if you have your power on, your mains on, but you don't want your trains running, then you can turn it off. It's currently on, it should be off. So I shall put that over here. There we go. And obviously, taking out the next part, we have the plug. British standard 3-pin. I'm sure you can even get adapters if you're in America, or you can probably just remove them. You could probably, I don't know, they might do another option without the 3-pin. If not, then like I say, you can get an adapter. Then we've got a whole ton of wires in the bag, which I'm going to put the plug down and take out like this. There we go. Right, so obviously you've got the grey wire. The grey one sticks into the back of the controller from the mains. So that this one here, sorry if you can't see this very well, goes into this port here. Like so. And then obviously this sticks into your wall. This sticks into your wall socket so that you can get the power. Now the red one here, this one sticks to the track. If I can try and untangle it, there we go. So Christmas, trying to untangle the Christmas lights. So this red one goes from this port here, like so, to track, and it carries on into this piece here. So this is the piece that slides into your track. We have a piece of track here, and if I can find the holes, they're there. This is a Hornby set track, so come on, there we go. One pin in, and there. So that one fits into there like that. Then this bit plugs into the back here. No, so I don't know if it's plugged in all the way, but it's quite hard to do it in mid-air, so this is just a setup if in case you're wondering how it all works. Now the black wire serves a different purpose. This one has two of these from end to end. One of them, I do believe, might go in here. It's probably the small one, because the big one doesn't go in. Like so. And then the other end, this one goes into the other controller, so that you can use this and hold it around. You can take it with you and hold it, so that you can control the trains externally. So that's how that works. Right, so we put that to one side. We get to the part that everybody wants to see, which is track. No, obviously you're not really interested in the track, you're more interested in the train, but you got 8 of these standard, so you make a loop, and two, one would not make any sense. Got 2 of these, so you can see how long they are to my nail. This is a second radius curve, which is quite nice. It would have been nicer obviously if it had been a third radius, but second radius is still enough that you can run most trains on it. So that is found in here by taking the main polystyrene bit out of the box. You can see this is the box here. Then you've got all the track, and you've got all the instruction manuals underneath and stuff. I'm not going to show them because I don't know how much copyright likes it. I imagine they'd probably be alright with it, but just in case, I'm not going to show them. They're basically just how to use the controller, how to control the train, how to take care of it, and also which instructions are for which train. So, as in, not which train, sorry. Which command is for which sound. So F1's for this, F2's for this. So that's all there in there. There's also a brochure to say what other things you can buy from them, which is quite nice, mostly track-wise. So now we are going to move on to the part that everybody's been waiting for. The actual train. We're going to go backwards. We're going to work from the coaches to the loco. Okay, so they are quite hard to move. So I'm going to carefully do this. I'm going to try and do it like this. I don't know if this is the way. There we go. There's no holes in the back, as you will easily be able to see. So that is not an option. So we're going to put that there for the second. Do that. And now we can take a look at the coach. So this one is I've got to check, some BR Mark 1 Super BG coach, which has been converted into, well, it's not really been converted, well, it has been converted. It was a standard Mark 1 as I can tell, but it's been converted to have shutters, as you can see here. So these were mainly used for Royal Mail services, I do believe, and express parcels. And obviously, the breakdown train came along and thought we might as well have some, because they'd be good to use for our equipment. So you would store all the equipment and stuff in here. So we're going to take a look at the detail a bit closer. See, all the shutters are modelled. You've got the bobbles on the roof, like so. The underframe has got a lot of detail on it, but then you do expect that from Bachmann. Just try and move my hands out the way so you can see. There we go, a lot of bogey detail as well. You might be able to see that. You might not also, because the lighting's not particularly that good. And on the end, we have the overhead power lines warnings. We got the corridor connection. And we got the stripes that continue across, which is quite nice. Also, these bits here are lights. Well, they don't light up on the model, but in real life, these are lights. No sprung-loaded buffers. Got a small coupling, which is nice. I know lots of people don't like the massive horny ones. The small ones are nice. They just don't like very sharp corners, so be wary of that. But all in all, it's a very nice coach. So I shall put this on this super professional piece of track up here. There we go. I shall roll that out the way. And we shall move on to our next coach, which is the Mark 1 half brake. There we go. You just got to be careful getting these out because, like I say, they're very stiff and they don't have a hole in the bottom. That would have been a nice thing, but hey, can't have everything. So we've got the re-railing equipment thing here, just like on the other one. Here we go. Let the camera focus. And it's just a standard Bachmann Mark 1 half brake, really. Except it's in the yellow livery, which is quite nice. Here we go. Got the running numbers, which isn't the standard running number. It's the running number for other uses. So it's not a E12357 sort of thing, or however they're numbered. You can see we've got the roof bubbles again. We've got a bit more detailing on the top this time for the ends. We've got more pipe work and wires all the way along. There's a couple of squares here, which is different. Another pipe down the end. On the ends, we've got... Here we go. I'm sorry if the lighting's not very good, but we're doing the best here. So we've got the end. No lights this time, as you will notice. The stripes carry on, except there's a straight one there, but I'm sure if you have it up against another coach, that wouldn't be seen. No sprung-loaded buffers. I'm guessing the straight one is prototypical, but just in case. But yeah, no sprung-loaded buffers. Small coupling again. Lots and lots of underframe detail, as before. Bogey detail. You might not be able to see that very well. But all in all, it's a really nice coach. It's obviously a standard Mark 1 half brake. Exactly the same on the other side. You've got a few overhead wire signs here. So yeah. So we'll move on from that coach. I shall put it on the really professional piece of track. There we go. Good old set track, right. So now we're going to move on to the locomotive. Pull that out there. The locomotive is quite a lot easier to actually remove than the coaches. It's got a lot more weight to it, and it's also smaller than the polystyrene it sits in. The others sit in there quite snugly, but especially this coach here. But the locomotive is quite nice to try and remove because it's not as big as its hull. So as you can see, the detailing on this is really good. I mean, it's pretty standard to all Hornby Bachmann Class 20s, but all Bachmann Class 20s look really good. The only issue with them, there are no lights working on the ends. That would be a nice thing to see, Bachmann, if you're watching this. But yeah, so a lot more underframe detail than in the coaches. Here we go. Running number of 20088. I've heard that this was the only one to actually be in normal service that was actually put in this livery. That might not be true, but I think it could be. What else have we got? We've got powers, overhead lines, all the boxes in all the right places. Here we go. You've got the tail lamp things for the sticky out bits on here. Small coupling again. Sprung loaded buffers this time, which is nice. Obviously the coaches don't have them, but the 20 does. Got sanding pipes, all sorts under there. The end, you've got got a little electrical coupling here. Got all the lighting. Shame it doesn't work, like I say. Roof. You've got a lot of detail on there. Now the only thing this doesn't have to a standard class 20 is a fan, which does look odd. But when you see why it doesn't have a fan, it's pretty. You can get away with it, because that's where the DCC speaker is. It's in this part of the 20. Right. Move to the end here. We don't have a full yellow end. It's just a half with the black part up here. There we go. More lights. Another power. Fine wipers. Very fine wipers. Very shaky hands too. The 088 is covered by this pipe, but that's alright. Might be able to see that. There we go. Are there any wipers on this bit? There looks like there could be, to be honest, which is nice. It's just a really nice model all in all. There you go. Bit of the other side. It's a bit hard for me to try and turn the loco around. Or actually, if you look here, this grille here is slightly different to this side, because this one's only got 2. The other side has 3. Which is really nice. It makes the 20 different on both sides. So I shall put this down now. It will probably be hiding behind the box. But I will get rid of the box in a second. There we go. Put that nicely on the track. It's better to put them on the track if you can, because obviously then they don't get flat wheels. So this is what's included in the set. 8 of these. 2 of these, 1 class 20, all of the electrical equipment so that you can use 2 controllers and one so you can use 2 controllers together. You can plug it in, just use it on its own, which is really nice. And also we have the coaches. Now the coaches are really nice. The only thing about this set, which isn't a issue at all, it's a really nice set, but the Class 20 doesn't really pull breakdown trains. So for them to add the Class 20 is a tiny bit strange. But it is still a really nice set, and if you have got a Class 40 or something bigger and more powerful that would usually pull it, you can also add that to it. So this loco obviously doesn't have to be done. So what we will do now in the video, we will get a piece of track down on the floor, because our layout isn't a loop. We shall set up all of the set. We shall get the loco and the coaches on the track, and we shall run them round. We'll test the sounds as well. So hope you join us for that. We'll be right back. Okay, so what we've done is we've set up the track on the floor. I'm sorry for all you people who are quivering at the thought, but we don't have a proper layout to do that with, so we're just going to have to do it like this for now. Don't worry, it won't be down for long, so it should be alright. So we've wired it all up. We've got this wire that is plugged in to the mains, and this wire here is plugged into the track. I might show you that in a minute. I can't really at the moment. But, so what we're going to do, we're going to flip the controller over. Now you can see we've got the on-off switch. Obviously we're going to switch that to on. Here we go. Turn it over. and you can see that all of the lights have come on. Well, say all of them, not all of them. Right? So I'll do that again. I shall switch it off. There we go. Wait a second. There we go. Power's discharged. And now I shall switch it back on again. Then all the lights just come on. So now it's ready to go. So defaultly, this train will come as number 3. Now we have changed this already, so it's number 2. I can't remember exactly how you do this, but I think it's something about the stop button. Or it might be the function, but you can easily find out online. That's how we did it. I can't remember how you do it, but you can change the code of the loco. So defaultly it comes as 3. We have set it to number 2. So we're going to click number 2. Now to do a function on this controller, you want to press this button, and you want to press a number. Now F10 doesn't actually do anything, but F1 to 8 do. So I'm not going to do them ones. I'm going to leave them until we're looking at the train, so we can watch it do its thing. F10 does this. F10 also does the lights, as you can see here. But obviously this train does not have lights, so it is pointless for this train. Once you've finished doing your control and you want to switch to, we'll say, loco number 4, because you've got 2 on here, we'll say, you press the function button and you press number 4. Now, you can control the train while you're in function mode. So if I do this, you might just be able to hear in the background that the train did move. So, you can do that. This is obviously a direction. Currently it's in this direction, but as you can see, like I told you about earlier, the light doesn't really work. So, this one changes to that direction. This one changes to this direction. Like I say, the light should be on, but it doesn't really work. Sometimes you can get it to work. Other times it just doesn't want to. It doesn't really matter, because you know, if no lights are on, it's this way. If one light is on, it's this way. So we're going to change it to this direction, because this is the way we want to go. Also, I thought I'd mention, you can write on this, because if you decide that actually you don't want, it's like a sort of if you use a whiteboard pen, a dry wipe, then it's fine. But you can write on it, because they give you other ones, just in case you want to change what your codes are. Okay, also worth pointing out, it does come with some accessories. We have here a load of different things. You can see the white discs and the half yellow discs that are on the train to show what head code you got. Got a blanking pin for the DCC chip if you don't want it in there, functional. We've got some spare sanding pipes, we've got some snow plows, you might be able to see them all here. And also in my other hand, this is coaching detail. So we've got some close couplings here, which are these ones. We have some intercorridor connections here. This would go on the end of the train. I hope you can see this. Hope you can see this. Now you can see this. Right, so yeah, this would go on the end of the train. And also connected to that, we also have a tail lamp, which is nice. So that just completes the train off if you decide, yes, I do want this to be the end of the train. So I thought that would be be worth a mention, them 2 packs. And we shall now go and have a look at the train sitting on the track and get it going. Okay, so we've now come down to the train. And we're going to have a look at it running round and also what functions it can do. It has been running already, so we don't need to worry about that. I have hooked up the 2 coaches, so they're ready to go. So let's do this. Right, so function 1, as always, is the startup. Now, I was having a bit of a play around with this one, and I found that it can do some quite interesting stuff. So, if you press it once, it starts up normally. If you press it twice, it does this. So you get a bit of a primer there. Right, and if you press it 3 times, this happens. So you can tell that's longer. And then so what that one is a cold start option, which I think is really nice. On my Hornby TTS Class 37, there's a different function for the cold start, which is quite hard to get to on basic controllers. But this one, you don't need a basic controller. You can use the controller supplied, and it will do the cold start. It's still going, as you can see. When it reaches a steady beat, a steady sound, we know it's then started up completely. There you go. It's finished that. So what I should do now, I shall shut her down. Like so. And I should do the normal start. So you press 1, and you wait. You only have to wait because it wants to know if you want to do a cold start. So it waits a second and then starts up. That time is obviously a lot shorter and it's ready to go now. So let's move on to the next function, function 2. Obviously that's a 2-tone horn. Now, pressing number 2 starts it. Remember, all of these have to be have the function button pressed as well first. So you will know that by the light flashing like before. So to start the horn, you want to press number 2. Now this note that's going on, that note will continue until you press 2 again to stop the sound. So we've got horn number 3. That's the end. That's the nose end horn, I think it is, or it might be the cab end horn. It's the other end horn. Now I think that sounds a little bit strange, but there's something that doesn't sound quite right about it. I prefer this one. As you can see, the middle note is changing length depending on how quickly I press it. Number 3. So this horn. Okay, I accidentally pressed both horns at the same time. I don't know how realistic that would be, but the one that happens when you press number 3 is a set length. It will not change the length that it plays for. So let's move to function 4. Brake. We've also got another one when you turn function 4 off. Now I think that sounds like an emergency brake application, while this one sounds like a brake release. But if that one's on, then surely that's got to be brake on, and this one's got to be brake off. So I'm not 100% sure if that works, how that works. Number 5, flange. So that will last as long as the train is moving. It doesn't seem to be speed dependent. It seems to just be the same all the time. So I'll turn that off. Number 6. You might not be able to hear that very well, but that's the coupling. So if I turn the loco off, and there we go. So I'll play number 6 again. Do it one more time. So that's the locomotive coupling up to the coaches or wagons. Turn them back on. Because now we have function 7 and 8. Function 7 that increases the throttle. Function 8 functionate's a bit of a funny one. It's supposed to decrease the throttle, but it doesn't seem to work. It seems to always be stuck on the maximum amount of throttle it can have. So it's a bit awkward to try and get the train to turn itself off from that one. So I shall be back when I have eventually managed to sort it out. Okay, so I eventually managed to be able to turn it off. What it required was me turning the train on. I then pressed the emergency stop button. Then the train got stuck, so I had to turn the controller off and turn it back on. So I suggest for now, don't do number 7, because it doesn't seem to be quite right. It doesn't seem to work well. It might just be this controller that it doesn't agree with. So we might as well get this thing running. What I've decided to do, I shall run it a little bit without the sound. Then I shall turn the sound on so you can hear it. So that's backwards. We might as well send it backwards off the screen. It's quite a quiet runner without the sound. And bring her back. There we go. This is where it will become apparent that both coaches are on her. And stop. There we go. So now I will bring her back onto the screen. Slightly faster, just so it's a bit quicker. And I shall re-engage the sounds. And we shall get her running with the sounds. Come back. There we go. There we go. It has a slow deceleration step, which you can change. It is possible to change how slow it decelerates. Right. So we're going to turn the engine on. We're going to put her in the forward direction. And off we go. Okay, so she's coming around again. I'm just going to stop her this time. If I can. And automatic brake squeal, which is nice. Gonna have to bring her back, obviously, because she can't stay there. Okay, so I'm going to shut her down now. There we go. So, to conclude, what do you get in the set? Well, you get, obviously, a Class 20, number 088, and you get 2 coaches, plus a loop of track, and a controller. And these accessories. So, price-wise, I think it retails at 270. We got it for 233 pounds, that is. Don't know what the equivalent would be in dollars and euros and the like. But, for what it is, when you consider that you can pay £200 for a DCC Loco without the rest of the coaches, it is value. I mean, it's not as much value in a way as TTS, Hornby TTS, but you do get a better sounding Loco from this. So, really, this is quite good value for money, I think. £233, it's quite a lot. There's probably not going to be that many people that buy it because it is expensive. You can get from Hatton's just the Locomotive and just the coaches, but it's nice to get the whole set, including the box. It's just something you have to do. So I'll let you make your mind up of whether you think it's good value for money or not. And I will leave it there. Just one more thing though. Wouldn't it be nice if we could see this train with a actual, like, as in more of a breakdown formation? Well, we actually can make it a breakdown formation. Because we've got another one of these coaches. It's slightly different, so we shall get it out. Plus, we have a Hornby breakdown crane. Now, obviously, the Hornby breakdown crane isn't quite as good as the Bachmann stuff, but it will do. It looks good. We've tried it before, and it does look good. So, we shall get them out now, and we shall leave you with a picture of that. Or a bit of a video of that running past. So, the coach was Bachmann, by the way. The crane is red. We don't have a yellow crane, but it still looks good enough to be. It might be that the crane hadn't been repainted when the train was needed, so they just sent the red crane out on it. But anyway, I shall leave it there for today. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this review of the Bachmann Permanent Way train set. And I hope you'll come back soon to North End. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.